caller.
Oh, what's up, bro? Yep, it just went live. I'm in traffic, so let me send you an invite while I'm slow right now. Yeah, all right. Boo, 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 boo. Traffic is not nice right now. So I'm rolling. Hopefully the signal is okay. It's rainy. It's flat out shitty kind of weather. But somebody's got to do it. So thought I'd get on for the drive. I didn't realize it was going to take me 20 minutes at the exit. 20 minutes at the exit. It wasn't even like a BLM protest blocking off, the highway. It is what it is. But now we're moving. We're back up to, I'm at least at 60. I haven't done 75 all day. I'd like to do 75. So. Couldn't do it. Thanks, B. Couldn't do it. Didn't come through. Prime, is that you?
That is me in the flesh.
With your old ass.
Yes, I'm an old man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And a lot of people didn't get what you meant. Hold on a second. I'm maneuvering in traffic here. Motherfuckers, they don't know how to drive in rain.
Take exit 42 for Michigan 14 East toward Plymouth.
Yeah, all right, bitch. Shut up. They don't know how to navigate when it rains and snows, even though it rains and snows every year here. So now this has been like 3 days of rain, and everybody done lost their mind. How you doing in New York?
New York is great. The greatest city in the world. So I can't complain.
I didn't ask you
Freedmen
to
on deck.
promote your shit. I just asked you how you doing, dog.
Oh, actually, you did. You said, "How am I doing in New York?" So thank you.
Nah, it's all good. As a matter of fact, I really want to have this come to the speaker. I really don't need to have the music going while we're vibing here. Hold on a second. Ba ba ba. Change a device. And I'm all in the grocery getter, and it's all fucking push button shit. So I'm trying to get you in on the Bluetooth.
All right.
Holla at me. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Mic
So
check
hold
1
on
2
one
1
second.
2. Mic check 1 2.
Should be
What is
coming
this?
through.
Freedmen
So yeah, we're gonna go Bluetooth
on
devices.
deck.
Are you rapping?
Not at all.
Sound like you were rapping.
Nah, I'm just talking shit. That's all. Which
All
could
right.
happen too, but
Hold on a sec. I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna release that one. Bluetooth connection was lost. Bam, bam. Shannon's phone. All right. Why am I not hearing you through here? It says we're connected.
I'm
Can
here. You hear me? Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're still coming through the device. Hold on one sec.
Oh wow.
Letting them know Freedmen are here. We here. Okay,
We
so it
here.
says I'm on. Uh, I don't know why I'm not hearing you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
All right, cool. So let me get back to the screen.
I hear you.
All right, there we go. NYC in the place to be.
You already know. And we got to give a salute to Michigan as well. That's where you
Appreciate
from,
it,
right?
man. Appreciate it. The
Yeah.
mitten, yeah, man. That's where I'm from. That's it's where I dwell. It's my village. It's my village, and it's different here. It's different here than it was when I was growing up. But I can still kind of flow out here because I learned how to write in cursive. Let's just say that. Motherfuckers that didn't learn how to write in cursive, they
Yeah.
having a difficult time in this society right now.
Okay.
If you an iPad learner, if you learn with a stylus and not a number 2 pencil and a
Hmm.
ballpoint pen, then you're behind me just right there. You might be digitally savvy, but if you are not manually savvy, what happens if the lights go out on this bitch and we gotta write shit?
Hmm.
Your stylus ain't worth the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
It's a fact.
So, where are you? Where are you education level? You got the education of a freedman, and you got all that. That's in you. So you're a doctor at that. But I need to know, where are you at in the traditional educational landscape? Did you go to post high school, level? Did you go to a trade school? Where did you go with that?
I wish I went to some trade school. I would definitely like to learn some trade skills right now.
I got you.
As far as my um, I graduated from college and uh, I graduated with my high school diploma, but my education level is idiot. I don't know anything. I'm a fool.
Those who
I'm
know
a
won't
fool, and I'm
tell.
still
Those who
learning.
tell won't know.
Yeah, I'm a fool. I'm an idiot, and I'm still learning new things every day.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. I know a lot of intellectual fools, so it's all good. I know a lot of them, so it's all
Yeah.
good. I love your passion for the freedmen, though. I love your passion for specificity, and we get into talking about things sometimes. I don't think people understand our perspective, and I
Yeah.
get called everything from a race baiter to I'm a racist and this, that, and
I
the
would.
other, and I always, because when I speak in specificity, I'm a racist, but if I speak for everybody, then
Yeah.
I'm your friend. It's like, but I can't speak for everybody. I was like, if
Yeah.
Caucasian people spoke for everybody, then we would have never had to have all of these things like equal this, fair this,
Right.
civil this. We wouldn't need all these things if everything had been fair. So they didn't speak for everybody always. There's only a certain faction of them that even are like that right now. So they speak in
It's
specificity,
only
and every
right.
other ethnicity. I'm sorry, brother, I stepped on you.
Now you good. Continue. I'm listening.
No, I said, we're the only ones that are, basically what I was trying to get to is, we're the only faction of people that gets demonized for speaking on
For ourselves.
specificity.
Yeah.
Latinos, they're specific about their culture, how they bring their people up. Nobody says anything about them. Asians, Middle Easterns, Arabs, everybody. If everybody
Mm.
uplifts their own people, nobody gets that flag. But as soon as black people start saying we need to do something for black people, and black people, they're like, whoa, that's kind of racist there. That's kind of racist.
Right.
It's like, what are you doing with a Black History Month? It's like,
Right.
you're only leaving us 11. You're only leaving us 11 of these bitches. We had all 12. Now we only got 11. Our numbers are down. So it's like that
Right.
type of shit. You know what I mean? And I don't even like Black History Month. I mean, I like it, but I don't like it. Like, why the fuck I need a month? We created Black History every motherfucking day on this soil.
And we still do it today.
Still breaking norms, still breaking history, still making patents.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, because we're in the state that we're in the country, economically as a collective, we are looked at, you know, as whatever. You know, when I talk about the inventors, people that literally, if you take away those 49, 50 inventors who are so crucial to modern American society, if you take them out the game and those things were never invented, it'd be cave-like around here still.
Facts.
Cave-like. First of all, we wouldn't have no goddamn lights.
Or maybe another Freedmen architect would have invented something that they may have, you know, left off, you know?
I get what you're saying there. I get what you're saying there. What I'm saying is,
I agree with you.
If we didn't have those things and say somebody else was left to invent them, obviously, if they could have invented the shit that we invented that has revolutionized this world, they would have did it themselves. They wouldn't have been like, you know what, we're gonna let the niggas create some shit.
Yeah.
You know, they wouldn't have gave us, we wouldn't have the credit that we do have. We wouldn't have the data that we do have.
That's a fact.
If Lewis Latimer never existed, Thomas Edison could be sitting somewhere in the dark still.
Yeah. Facts.
Easy. Because if Thomas Edison could have did it without Lewis Latimer, we would have never heard of Lewis Latimer. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things that if Granville T. Woods didn't exist, there's 6 or 7 fucking patents in this world that we use on a daily basis that are earmarked from Granville T. Woods. If he didn't exist, who would have been left to create that shit?
I would love for these people who say that when you're specific for them to come on here and say that to Jews. And
shit. Here we go.
And see how racist that is. I dare you.
Oh, dude.
I dare you, whoever calls Brother Shannon, for being specific with our history and our culture and our contributions. I dare you to tell that racist nigger babble, and I dare you to tell that to a Jew. Or the Asian American and Pacific Islander group. I dare you.
You're not gonna do that because you don't want your account suspended. Because if you say that about Jewish people, that's against the community guidelines, and you getting blocked.
Oh, so racism still does exist. It's just only when it comes to black people, we have to speak for everybody.
Selective racism.
We have to speak for everybody. But Jews can advocate for themselves. Asians can advocate for themselves and be unapologetic about it. Hispanics and all other groups of people. But as soon as black people start talking about Freedmen history, Freedmen culture, the Reconstruction era, which we still have not been made whole. We still have gotten no repair, no justice. America is all about these nice, pretty fucking words, but there's no action behind it. But whenever we talk about something specific to the freedmen, the sons and daughters of freedmen, check that out, usadof.org.
It's in the hashtag.
Go. When we talk about the freedmen, oh, that's racist. Yeah, because you don't want to talk about the black experience because the agenda is to include everybody. You did it with civil rights. You did it with affirmative action. And you do it today. Gentrification is the new segregation today. Is the more palatable segregation. Come on. The fuck out of here.
The way I look at gentrification, you know, it's a little bit different sometimes. I look at gentrification like this. Sometimes you got to look at, okay, these motherfuckers, they moving into the neighborhoods that you live in. They moving into your neighborhoods. So are they saying that they are smart investors, or are they motherfuckers who didn't make it in modern white society and they had to come back to the nigger neighborhood to buy cheap and stack deep, flip their house, and then go get what they want in 10 years? Cause see, you got a 400-year head start, motherfucker. What you doing over here and moving in a black neighborhood? You got a 400-year head start. You supposed to be way ahead of me.
There you go.
What you over here in this neighborhood for when they put 400 years on your ass before they let me get to this space? We in this. If you see a black person and a white person move in the same neighborhood that's predominantly black, you got to ask the white person, like, what happened? What happened? I mean, maybe you weren't a member of the Lucky Sperm Club. Maybe you weren't wealthy. But goddamn it, you had 4 years to do something with your whiteness. If I'd have had your whiteness, I'd be a millionaire. I'm buying a house, so I'm achieving the American dream. But you buying a house in the same neighborhood that I have to buy a house in. You should be able to buy a house in any neighborhood because you white. Where did you fail in life, motherfucker? That's what I have to ask a motherfucker, because he had 400 years head start. Well, let's give him this 246-year head start, and then they just put
about that. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that because that's racist. Because when you acknowledge the history of white supremacy and the history of America's racism, that's racist. Shut the hell up. Miss me with the bullshit. The reason why they don't want to acknowledge it, because when you acknowledge the issue and you identify the people involved with the problem, you get to coming up with some answers. You get to coming up with some answers. And when you come up with the answers, you start destroying and dismantling anti-black.
I'm pulling up on Newburgh right now.
You start destroying and dismantling white supremacy and the institutions and the people responsible. So they can
say it one more time. What part
the bullshit. Black people can't be racist.
Racist
by trying to fight white supremacists.
I'll see it right when I pull up on the exit.
Then I'm the most racist motherfucker on the planet. Let's talk.
Got it.
Let's
right. Okay. I'll be there in a second.
Talk black to me. Let's go. Better talk black to me.
Right. All right, I'll get you in and out real quick. I'll be there 1 second. All right, bye.
Somebody
sorry about that. Sorry about that, my daughter.
With the meth addiction. Yikes. I mean, yeah, it's even with that. That's a great point, Brian C. Johnson. That's a great point. It's not just say no. When white people have a drug addiction, where's Mrs. Biden saying just say no?
They go to rehab.
Now it's
when
all
white
about
people have a drug addiction, they go to rehab. Black people go to jail.
Now it's all about rehab. We know Biden's son and his history with drugs. You know, very interesting how he wasn't affected with the mass incarceration, and he was doing a lot of drugs. Interesting. Yeah. I wonder what the difference is.
Well, he don't tan like we do. that's one of the major differences. I
wonder what the difference is.
He don't tan like we do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a problem within itself. I'm gonna have to get out real quick. I'm gonna mute my mic, and please carry on a conversation for 2 minutes. I just gotta drop something off real quick.
Okay. No
but doubt. I'm gonna mute out. But as a Freedman, I told you I wanted you on this panel because you talk straight, and I need that energy.
We need that.
And if we weren't gonna have that energy, then we wouldn't be vibing. But we vibing. So let me do my thing. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute out real quick.
All right, no doubt. All right. Peace and Black Empowerment family. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me on this beautiful platform. This is a safe space for us freedmen, for allies to freedmen. And we got a lot of work to do, y'all. We have a lot of work to do. Big up to the Be the Power. My Be the Power family. They are very educated brothers. They're out here on the front lines. Naheem, OG Abba, Ali Bey, Josh, and Dr. Logic. Let's see what we got in the chat. Kamala will run in 2024 and our people will vote for her just like they voted for Jim Crow. I mean, I think you might be right. I don't know. I think the lexicon has been I want to say our Freedmen agenda has been injected into the lexicon with reparations and the Black agenda and a lot of our stuff, even with the Southern strategy and stuff. So Kamala, she has been exposed so much. It's like you don't even really hear from her now. She's just like, we know she's the vice president, but you don't really hear from her. You don't really see her. Kamala Imhoff, by the way, not Kamala Harris. Kamala Imhoff. She's married to a European Jew, and that also tells you where her loyalties lie. Even though every now and again she want to talk about how she celebrated Thanksgiving and or whatever the hell she did. She celebrates Kwanzaa and all this other bullshit. Get the hell out of here, Kamala. We know you full of shit. We don't fuck with you. The people who are aware and who know, we know, and you're definitely an enemy to the Freedmen agenda. You're definitely an enemy to the collective and the masses of our people and our interests and our political interests. You and Jim Crow Joe. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you might be right. Nama X. Maybe they will vote for her, but I think a lot of people will not vote for her. They don't really fuck with her. I know I don't fuck with her, and I know a lot of people, you know, she's been exposed so many times over. It's ridiculous. Like, you rarely even hear from her. And I don't even know if Jim Crow Joe, if he'll even be able to run for another term. He's looking really bad right now. You know, he's looking really bad. But this is what America voted for. You know, she has been mute. Exactly. That's what I see. I really don't even hear her talking about anything. She's, you know, they tried to send her. What was it? Didn't she get into it with some immigration?
Weren't they supposed to send her to Guatemala or something?
Yeah, yeah.
And they told her not to come.
Some reckless stuff, and then they told her to get the fuck out of here.
They're like, you know, she wanted. How you gonna go over to Guatemala to tell them don't come to America? They're like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. You know, I mean,
He's an idiot.
You could have said that on a Zoom call and shit.
Exactly. She's an idiot. And then you got Jim Crow Joe. He's you know, talking at black people and all those misleaders, telling them, oh, America is not only doomed because of freedmen, but also because in the future the white population will be the minority. This is who y'all voted for. This is who a lot of people voted for. A white supremacist and a racist.
And the funny thing is,
fucking celebrating because Trump was out. Fuck Trump and fuck Jim Crow Joe.
Right.
How about that?
Right. They love that lesser of two evil shit.
Lesser of two weasels.
I'm like, but they both evil. You can't be more of a devil. If you're a devil, you're a devil.
That's a fact.
I look at what's happening now is they're bringing in, let's say, like these Afghanis that are coming in. Mm-hmm. And this is not anti-Afghani, although I think they should stay over the fuck where they from, but this ain't anti-Afghani. So anybody that's on my shit right now that ain't never heard me, they're gonna be like, oh, he's xenophobic. No, motherfucker, listen to the end. I'm gonna boomerang that ass.
Let's go. Let's get
it. The Afghanis coming over here right now. They ain't bringing no Afghanis over here that ain't got no shoes on their feet. They bringing educated Afghanis over here.
That's right.
They bringing motherfuckers that they can put in play right into the American system.
Yep.
Basically because they know that the white numbers are down. Yep. But to maintain white supremacy, you don't really need white faces. You just need white advocates.
Yep. And you need people who practice it. And they most definitely do.
And they're going to practice it. And they'll come over here and advocate for white people. I mean, how you not going to advocate for a motherfucker who put you on a goddamn plane and carries you from a treacherous country to America, and now you living better than the motherfuckers who've been here for over 500 years?
There you go. That's a fact.
So what's happening right now is they're preparing them to get into the American infrastructure. They can keep us out by not giving us major resources and allowing us out by not repairing us. So you got to understand the play on reparations. The play on reparations is, it's not that they don't want to cut a check. America loves to cut checks. Cutting the check ain't the shit. If they do full-scale reparations, that would even the plane service to the point where we may become so solvent, we don't need the white infrastructure. If we can move an election, why couldn't we move our own society? And I'm talking about playing on total, even plane service, having our own infrastructure. That starts with agriculture, that starts with manufacturing, starts with education, all that shit.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't give a fuck if you're gonna let me go to the school if I'm gonna get called nigger all goddamn day.
Yeah.
Let me go to my own goddamn school. I don't give a fuck if you're gonna let me stay in the goddamn hotel, but when my family gets out the pool, y'all drain that bitch and then bleach it out. What kind of demoralizing shit is that? Or we can't get in the pool when anybody else is in the pool. But we get to stay at the hotel. Fuck you.
Right.
You know, I mean, we going backwards and shit. They don't want us in certain residential districts again. We're getting fucked up at restaurants. This ain't nothing but the 60s, 50s, and 60s again. It's just happening on a digital stage.
Right.
Now, some of the fuck shit, bitches getting up on tables, twerking and all that crazy shit, that's a fuck up. That's our shit.
Yeah,
we own that.
We own that.
But I'm talking about being discriminated. We'll take that L. We got to take that L.
We got to.
But motherfuckers are just walking to a restaurant to have a meal, and they won't let him have a meal because they say he's not dressed properly. But you look at a white dude, he dressed the same way, but he inside.
Right.
You know, I'm just like, you know, I mean, how can you?
It could be
how can you mandate a motherfucker wearing gym shoes?
A toothless white dude with scabies, shingles. He'll say the same exact thing a black person said, but you'll believe what he said because he's white. It's not real when a black person says it, but because he's white, oh, it got to be real now. He said it. Okay, well, that's what it is now. That's been embedded in a lot of our people's consciousness.
Absolutely.
The fact that white ice is colder.
I mean, and that's what I would call still the slave mentality that, you know, you value a white man's opinion because he's held dominion over you for so long. You value his opinion more than you value, you know, one of your black brothers or black sisters. You know, you just in that way. Oops, I'm on exit light. So yeah, I see this a lot with people. I see this a lot with our people where they don't believe one another. They'll believe somebody else.
Yep.
They'll believe somebody else who does not look like them. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't believe people that don't look like us, but how are you going to believe them over somebody that looks like you just because, oh, well, he's white, he must be right.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people have that ideology.
Yep.
You know, he white, he must be right. No, there's a lot of white motherfuckers that aren't right.
It's a lot of them who are not right and dumb.
You know, and I'll call them what I call them.
Yeah.
So everybody don't get that tag.
Yeah, they're not right.
Everybody don't get that fucking tag.
They're not right and they're dumb as fuck.
So
you know what I'm saying? So we have to understand that the Freedmen culture and the Freedmen history, we have to create political barriers to protect ourselves, because I'm so sick and tired of pregnant ass Negroes like Busta Rhymes talking about
come on, man.
Talking about
come on, man. You know, I mean,
in the Caribbean.
This sausage nose nigga, I'm so sick of fucking Busta Rhymes.
It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy.
Like, you ain't did nothing but make American dollars your whole life.
Right.
Now Jamaicans created hip hop.
Yeah.
Now you get up on a stage in front of, you know, that crowd was mostly white folks, right?
Oh,
you know that crowd that he got in front of was mostly white folks, right?
Wow. So he's cooning.
Straight up cooning, dog.
It's a
Buster
damn
was
shame.
part of one of the most. He was part of one of the most conscious collectives in hip hop. Leaders of the New School, A Tribe Called Quest. You know, the Jungle Brothers and all them. And now look at him.
He sold out. It
He
seemed like.
sold out, dog. He sold out.
And I'm not even going to say he's ignorant because he knows the truth.
Oh, that's the problem.
He
They
should.
done turned him
He's
out,
most
dog.
definitely a hip hop historian, so he knows the
Yeah.
truth. I
He
think
knows the truth. He knows the real.
trying to interject his because he's Jamaican. He's trying to take credit for something that he didn't do.
There you go. Always trying to hang on. Always
Yeah.
trying to hang on to history. Why you got to hang on to history? Why don't you make history, bitch? Stop trying to hang on to history. That's what he's doing.
Right.
You know, because hip hop was very, very cemented when Buster and the leaders of the New School got in. But
That's
they created another genre, they created another style, everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you go with that and say, look, we came in and we grifted over to this. But it was a good grift, you know? It was a good grift. It wasn't a toxic grift. This right here, talking about Jamaicans created hip hop, this is a toxic grift. Nigga, are you crazy? You created hip hop. See, you know, I feel like that Dave Chappelle character, dog. It should have never gave you niggas money. It should have never gave you niggas money.
There was a picture on my Facebook page that showed and proved that Freedmen started the turntables and the DJing and stuff. I have to go on my page to show it, but yeah, this is before any Caribbean person was ever even thought of. You know what I mean?
I don't even. Hold on a second, man. I gotta mute out again. Carry that on, bro. Keep carrying.
No doubt, no doubt. It just doesn't make sense. Brian, you make another good point with sounds like Akon last year with how freedmen need to get over slavery. We ought to just all collectively gather around and slap fire out of Akon for talking that bullshit. Give him the freedman fist of justice and smack fire out of his dumb ass for telling us to get over slavery. This is another clown who has monetized American culture, Black American culture in music, hip hop, and he has the audacity, the unmitigated gall, the temerity to tell us get over slavery. Ugh. Like if I know this is not a place to threaten people, so I'm not going to do that, but if I saw him, he and I would have words. If I saw him, he and I would have words. And that's all I got to say about that. Tired of these immigrant Black people who benefit from American chattel slavery, from the freedmen and the foundational Black American slave labor telling us what we need to do. When you came over here, because you couldn't make it in your own damn country. You came over here, you fled your country to come to America and thrive off the backs of our people. So fuck you. How about that? And I'll leave it at that. That's way before the boom boxes and all that shit, yo. Okay, we got some people who know the vibes. I see you, Narmer. Big up to Narmer, Brian. Enemies steal 99% of their resources and they still kiss their feet. That's a fact. To my understanding, Africa is still being pillaged and plundered like a whore. And they're doing it, and the main people who are doing it are Asians or China, I believe. So Africa's resources continue to get pillaged and plundered like a whore on Times Square. And they have the audacity. It's laughable at this point. It's laughable. And that also has to deal with the African misleadership. Now you got some African leaders who stand 10 toes down and they are in direct opposition to the bullshit. They don't go by what America wants them to do. Usually that doesn't end well for them. A lot of times they get assassinated. At the same time, I respect them for standing on their square and doing what's in the best interest of their people, of their tribe. So I can't be mad at that. I would suggest that you keep people around you who you can trust so that you don't get assassinated and so you can continue to fight for your tribe and your people, because that's what we need to do as freedmen. We're gonna gather and aggregate our resources and our people and start locally, because that's where politics starts. Locally, we have to start locally. You have to know who your representatives are. We have to stop cultivating coons and sending them into elected office only for them to betray us and continue to perpetuate the white supremacist agenda. So I've been a part of a local political campaign here in New York, and a very good politician or elected official. I wouldn't even really call her that, but she will be in the city council very soon. Just a matter of the general election, which she has pretty much on lock. But I've been a part of that campaign and gotten her or helped assist her get into the office. She has done the work. She's a third generation Black American, and um, she is definitely not status quo. She is anti status quo, anti white supremacy, and she believes in investing in the community and the people, more importantly. So you know that the powers that be are scrambling right now because it wasn't meant for her to be in that position of power, in that position of authority. Just like Be the Power says, don't just fight the power, be the power. And she's doing that. And we are doing that. And that's what we must do. And we must start politically and locally. See, I would agree with that. Give me liberty or give me death. But a lot of people, Narmer, are not of that mindset. A lot of us are afraid. It sounds like you and myself, we're not afraid. We're willing to make that sacrifice, but a lot of us are scared. And if you're scared, go to church. If you're scared, go to church. We have nothing more to lose than our psychological and mental chains. We have been fucked up for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. We should be swinging. This is our time. This is our era, the Freedmen era. We are the most influential people in this country. We are the most copied people on the planet. We are the most greatest group of people on this planet and in this country. So I understand people being scared, but if you're scared, go to church, man. Or just step out the way. Get the fuck out the way. And let the freedmen men and freedmen women do what we got to do to elevate the rest of the group. Because that's what I do. And that's what other freedmen people do. That's what other organizers do. We here to elevate the group. And if you're not elevating the group, if you're not about the collective, then step aside and sit back and watch the gun fucking smoke. That's it. Fall back and be scared and let us do what the fuck we supposed to do. Cause you too scared to do anything. And if you're scared, fine. Go to fucking church. If you're scared, go to church. That's it.
I don't know if
I'm
church is
tired
gonna
of
help a
seeing my people
motherfucker.
fucked up. Go ahead, brother.
No, I don't. All I was interjecting there. I don't know if church gonna help a motherfucker. Church seem to make some of these motherfuckers even more meek, even more docile. You know, church
Hey.
don't really uplift the motherfucker and give him that strength that he really needs. You know, I mean, I want when you catch the Holy Ghost, you can run through the church. You can do a motherfucking 4-4-40. You can do hurdles over the pews and shit. I want you to have that same strength you got in the street. When you get on the street, I can't see you. I don't hear you.
Right.
But you go to Miami, but you go to Atlanta, but you go to Las Vegas. They ain't ready for us. They ain't ready.
That's
Yeah, they ready for you broke niggas. They ready for you
right.
broke niggas to come down and spend all your motherfucking money on this overpriced shit.
All right.
Are you fucking crazy? They ready for you. They see broke niggas all the time. They stay ready.
Right.
Motherfuckers, kill me with that bullshit.
Listen, this
And we want to talk some freedom. Don't nobody want to talk about that shit. But they want to talk about, oh, where you going? Oh, hitting Vegas. Okay, that's doing something for you. And that's why I don't get a rise out of all this shit, because I did this shit 20 years ago. I mean, motherfuckers in their 50 going to Vegas for the first time and shit. We did Vegas in our 20s. Come on now.
Okay.
I know motherfuckers ain't rode an airplane before. In their 50s. How you ain't got on an airplane?
I mean,
But
so
see, they want to talk big life. You can't talk. You don't even understand some of the things if you haven't traveled, if you haven't lived in another space. That's the test of a man. If somebody can go live in another state, go live in another city, just away from all your people. You ain't got no motherfucking resources around you that you used to. Go try that. That'll test a man's patience and will. Most of us won't do it because we stay in our comfort zone. How can you be comfortable and be broke, brother? How can you be comfortable and broke? I'm uncomfortable when I'm broke.
it's that mentality because being impoverished has become the norm. We are so used to being broke and impoverished that being meek and broke is normalized. And you can blame church for that too. Like
This is very true.
why do black people have to die to reach heaven? Why we can't have heaven right here on earth while we're alive? I'm seeing everybody else or other groups of people enjoying their life.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
they live in heaven to the fullest and they're alive.
Right. I mean, what
They're
they
alive.
trying to do?
And
They trying to get a double up?
yeah, they had nothing to do with the creation of America.
Right.
So how are they able to um experience heaven on earth? But we're not. It
We
doesn't
gotta
make sense.
wait. We gotta
Yeah,
wait till we die. We gotta wait till we're not of this life
right,
to be celebrated.
right. Fuck all that, man.
And I
That shit
can't
is
do it.
dead. Yeah, that time is dead, man. And a lot of us are being awakened to the truth. Our conscious is being elevated, and the numbers are increasing, and we still got more people who's willing to learn. So I don't like to focus on getting a majority of people because we don't need a majority of people. We need a critical mass. When Martin Luther King Jr. was alive, a lot of people hated him, but he was able to organize and galvanize the masses. That wasn't the majority of people either. Malcolm
Right.
X, he was able to galvanize the masses. That wasn't the
Right.
majority of people either,
Right.
you know? But it was a lot of people who were on code and who was willing to sacrifice. They was willing to bring that heat to DC. Let's say that, you know? So we just need more people like that. And we're getting there. We're getting there with platforms like the Freedmen Media. Salute to you, brother Shannon. Freedmen
I
Media. And we're out here, man.
We're
I
out here doing
appreciate
the
that.
goddamn thing.
And
This Freedman
bro,
energy cannot be contained. Let's go. It will never
brother,
be contained.
brothers like BTP, we were
Yeah,
talking about this before.
that's right.
I mean, they're spitting an educational, I mean, a thorough, an alpha male message. They're
Facts.
about family. They're about freedom, you know, and they want men to be men.
Facts.
They can bring together 2-3 hours of content and have 300 views at the end of the motherfucker. But you put these clown ass motherfuckers up here talking dumb shit, nothing substantive.
No, nothing of substance, right?
Nothing. Not one thing. Talking about stupid shit, doing stupid shit on camera, no message. They'll have 1,500 views at the end of their live, 5,000. Listen to BTP's message, but why aren't we getting them out to the masses? How are they not getting to the masses with that message? Is their message being suppressed by, I mean, I think their message sometimes is suppressed by our own people.
Possibly. I don't know.
I mean, when I say our own people, you know, other descendants who are either in denial or, you know.
We got a lot of coons amongst us. We got Larry Elder.
Yeah.
I believe he would be also a descendant of Freedmen, unfortunately, but he's a coon. So we don't claim him. He's not of the Freedmen consciousness. And now he has a Karen on his black ass, and I hope she wins. But the fact that Karen or his ex-fiance or whatever hasn't, I guess, taken him down, it lets you know the powers that be backs him. It lets you know that the powers that be backs him and supports him. Because any other time when a white woman makes allegations about any black man, it's going down. You might as well yell timber.
True.
But for some reason, with Larry Elder, he seems to be unfazed. We saw what happened with Bill Cosby recently, and that was just a straight, total disrespect and disregard of his constitutional rights. You know, they was dead wrong, and he ended up doing 2 years. So yeah, to talk about what you was pointing out though, I understand where we may not have the mainstream numbers or whatever, but I still appreciate the 67 people in this chat because
absolutely,
these are the people. We're not. Yeah, these are the people who's gonna get shit done. These are the people who's gonna get shit done. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather have 200 lions and lionesses than 1,000 sheep.
Absolutely.
You know the lions and the lionesses is gonna get the work done.
Can you I'm driving, so I really can't read that chat. There's a couple last comments by Narmer.
True.
And he said something about Kwame Brown. I do watch his clips, so I might be able to answer a question.
I'll read it.
I just can't read it.
Brother Shannon, I don't mean to go against Kwame Brown that hard, but how does that dude get thousands of views out of the blue? That's Narmer X.
So he was getting a lot of views on Facebook. He was doing a lot of Facebook videos. So he was known already on Facebook. I mean, we obviously know him as the former #1 draft pick out of high school, played for the Wizards, Lakers, everything. But he was getting views. He was actually doing videos well before the fallout with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Right. A lot of people think that he just started doing videos, but he's been doing them well over a year.
Right.
And he did them mostly on Facebook, but he did some YouTubes, and he had a ton of viewers already. He had a ton of subscribers. he wasn't at 400 some thousand like he is now. He's probably gotten 250 to 300,000 subscribers just off of this run. And he gets them because of the negativity. As Americans, we love negativity. As Black Americans, we love sensationalized negativity. And I totally agree with the way he came back and said what he said with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
Carrying on was only because they decided they wanted to start to retaliate. Because truthfully, it helped both platforms. You know, it helped both platforms because their platform is sports driven, but it's also a little shade, little gossip, you know. So them saying what they said about Kwame, they just said it in jest. They thought it was gonna be like every other greasy comment they say about motherfuckers and people was gonna laugh it off. Well, Kwame took great offense to those particular people saying what they said, and you know, the rest is history. Because now he done developed new beefs with other people. His views stay high, his chat rooms stay crazy. He's got a ridiculous super chat, but it's all based on beefs. I've listened to a lot of his positive ones, where I would call him positive, like with Devin George and Eaton Thomas. You know, he's done some good casts with those cats.
Yep.
And I watch all that stuff, but I'm not really into the whole battle back and forth with Tommy Sotomayor. And you know, he put Hassan Johnson down, as he should have. Hassan Johnson was a clout chaser, and he talked out of the side of his neck, and Kwame called it. See, Kwame got a lot of people working with him. Mm-hmm. Everybody think Kwame's just out here by himself. Kwame's not doing this shit he's not pulling all these strings by himself. Mm-hmm. So, and he's smart enough to let those people do what they do best, which helps him come out, you know. I mean, you know, I can only do what I can do and say what I can say, but you add a totally different dynamic as a Freedman. We speak from the same type of spirit, but you deliver totally different than I do. So I can't come the way you come, you can't come the way I come, but if we on the same cast, we can vibe together on this shit and make people understand it.
Agreed.
So I don't know if there was anything else in there.
Me personally, I like Kwame Brown. I don't agree with everything he says, but when it comes to his main thing, which is for me, the trade skills and the coding,
right?
I'm down for all that. You know, the STEM and
absolutely
the teaching our youth and even our older adults how to build. You know what I mean, and how to have skills, skilled labor. You know, I think that's very important because those are the type of people who will never go. How can I say? They'll never. You're always going to need people who have those type of skills.
Well, their viability will never relinquish because they're up on the current shit, just like machinists and people who know how to work in a traditional factory. That's why they didn't go out of style until computers start being implemented. Mm-hmm. As long as it was manual, they were going to be able to hold reign. But when you start talking about automation, that means you need less manpower. So people start losing their jobs. Yeah. And what they should have done with those people that were on those front lines, hey, we need you to go in school and start learning these computers because we're going to start changing the equipment over from this analog equipment to this digital equipment, or from this manual equipment to this automated equipment, and you need to be up on this. Well, they didn't do that to people. They just allowed them to be factory workers, and then they moved a whole bunch of motherfuckers in here from a whole bunch of other countries, and they're now the engineers. They're now the engineers. An engineer is the same thing as a machinist. He just got a degree. An engineer is the same thing as a machinist. He just got a degree.
Yep.
But now a machinist can't be an engineer because he doesn't have a degree. An engineer can go down to a machinist, but a machinist can't go up to an engineer. They flipped the game on them. And now that you don't have the experience, you got to go. Oh, you can reapply once you get your education. How you gonna get your education at 55? You don't work the job for 25 years.
Right.
You know, you can retire in 30. You can retire with everything in 35. So that means you do 10 more years to you're 65, walk out with all your full everything, but they're going to get rid of you at 55 because you are a machinist and not an engineer. You know how many black people that shit happened to?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. It definitely hit our population, the Freedmen population, very hard. And it's hurting us today. It's hurting us today. I think as Freedmen and quote unquote black excellence, we have to thrive to maintain our skilled labor. You know, but like I was
Yeah.
saying, I agree with Kwame Brown as far as his messaging with the coding and the skilled labor. He always talks about how he owns land and he has some trade skills of his own. So I think that's very important. A lot of us, most of us, we've been caught with the bait and switch. They tell us to go to college, and people are majoring in two grasshoppers procreating on the moon. That's their major, you know, and that doesn't do anything for us. So now you have
Right.
a major degree.
Right.
You have a degree for two grasshoppers mating on the fucking moon. How the fuck does that help us? Where's the market for that? Where's the money involved in that? And I believe that
All of these outer space trips. I'm sorry, brother, I stepped on you.
yeah, no doubt. There's no market for that, and I believe that we can serve our own personal interests, but also our service to ourselves can also be given back to our community and to our people in the neighborhood. You know, whether it be business, whether it be education, whatever. You know, it doesn't have to be just being greedy and just looking out for Delph and looking out for self. You can look out for your family, you can look out for yourself, and you can extend that to your people in the neighborhood. They can be a direct beneficiary or indirect beneficiary to what you bring to the table. Go ahead, brother.
Oh no, I was good. I stepped on you. I thought you actually had stopped. So it must have just kind of jerked in the stream. But I was just really piggybacking on when you said, where does that work for us, you know, with all the testing and this, that, and the other. And it's like these outer space trips. It's like what is that doing for America? Like why is there a need to go to outer space? You know, why is there a need to spend millions of dollars to take space trips to outer space? It makes absolutely no sense. And I'm sorry.
I said, Whitey on the moon.
But they ain't even getting to the moon. They not making it to the moon. That's the whole thing. It's like Whitey's almost on the moon. You know, it's just like, you know, we right next to the moon. But I mean, why is the trip necessary? And doesn't that expose the fact that you have 2 or 3 men in this world who can take this trip, but then everybody else is looking at it like, huh? And then there's motherfuckers that are like, I wonder if we're going to eat this week.
Right.
You got a motherfucker who can take a trip to outer space, and then you got a motherfucker who wonders if he's going to eat this week. Where's the balance in that? Did that motherfucker work really, really hard, and that's why he can take a trip to outer space? And did that other motherfucker, was he so lazy where he can't find food.
Mm.
I mean, I don't believe that that's the case. I don't believe that it's that cut and dry. I believe there's a gray area there. I believe there's a gray ass area there.
Mm.
As gray as these old ass bigots who run fucking America still.
Oh
The
yeah.
fact that 6 families have what, half of America's wealth or some shit like that?
Yeah, man.
It's like 6 families or 10 families have half of America's wealth?
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck is that possible? 6, not 600,000 families. 6 families have half of America's wealth. It's like 380 million people.
Family, we have to understand that their goal is to keep us in check, to control the masses. So what we need to do is to let them know that they're not in control, and our job is to keep them in check. Our job is to keep them under control because they've been out of line and out of pocket.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And that's going to take a lot of sacrifice. It's going to take courage. You can be scared, but are you still willing to act while you're afraid?
Some are and some aren't.
Courage. You have the most courageous people who are afraid, but they still act. They still act. You know, you can be afraid, but do you let your fear stop you from acting? When you see some bullshit happening to your brothers and sisters or your friend or even a stranger, and you seen the entire incident happen and you knew that the police was dead wrong, or if you see some type of racial discrimination, do you step in? Do you try to mediate? Do you try to come to a solution? Like, what do you do? You know, it's up to us, the freedmen, to bring balance. It's up to us to make things right because this is our country. You know, this we created this. We still make America great. America's greatest natural resource is its people. Let me say that again. America's greatest natural resources are its men, women, and children, especially the freedmen.
We were the
Especially,
original resource.
exactly. People come to America not only to fuck America economically and get this money, but people love America because of the culture, the quote unquote freedom. Who is responsible for that? The people, us, the freedmen. We are the ones who make America great. And we continue to do so in spite of its racism, in spite of its white supremacy, in spite of its anti blackness. Dr. John Henry Clark called it our beautiful humanity. How we're able to still be compassionate and be able to empathize and still want to help others. Now we can do that. At the same time, we have to protect ourselves because we live in a system. We live in a system of white supremacy, and we have to acknowledge that, and we have to move accordingly. We have to move accordingly, and we have to circumvent ourselves. They hate us because we're black, and they continue to victimize us because we're poor.
They figured
I like
out
that shirt, brother
early.
Shannon. That shirt is fire. Oh, that hoodie.
Oh, can you see the hoodie? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. That shit is nice.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you. That look just like you, man.
I don't, you know, the artist is so funny. The artist has never even seen me. This was all a digital image off of other
Oh
things that they
wow.
had seen of me. Yeah, we've never even met.
Okay.
So, you know, they
You
did
look a
me
little slimmer
justice.
though. You look a little slimmer in
Yeah,
that.
yeah, they, you know, they put me on a little slim fast for the picture, you know, for the photo shoot. I had to work out a little bit for the photo shoot, you know.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to get back here. You know, I was like this, like a year and a half out of surgery, and then I fucked around and just got comfortable with my shit. But you know, I mean, I'm not like fucked up to the point where I can't move. I just know I'm a good 40 over where I need to be.
Okay.
I don't need to ever see 300 again. I need to be under 3. I lost over 240, and then now I'm back at about 180. I want to get back to 240. I'd like to lose 60 pounds, might be a bit much. I could probably do it if I got a workout regimen, but I want to lose the 40 that I gained during the pandemic. I
Hmm.
don't blame the pandemic for me gaining weight. I know some of us gain weight because of the pandemic. No, you didn't gain weight because of the pandemic. You gained weight because your elbow bent more than normal and it had food in it, and that's why you gained weight. You didn't gain weight because it's a pandemic. You just ate more, motherfucker. So with me, I didn't move as much, and it's not like I exercise. I didn't move as much, so I ate what I was near. So I cooked less, ate more snack shit. You know, so I know what my problem is. The more I move, the less of that bullshit I'll eat.
Okay.
So you know, I don't drink pop or anything like that. I'm not in that realm. I don't drink anything with carbonation in it. And but yeah, I just gotta stay. Oh my goodness. That's not good.
What happened?
A trailer went over an embankment on the highway.
Oh
It
shit.
looks like it's just the trailer. I don't see a car attached to it. Hopefully the
Uh-oh.
car is not at the other part of the other trailer, but that was weird. Two
Okay.
wheels were literally over, and yeah, it didn't go all the way over, but hell, I had to get there somehow. But anyway,
But yeah,
um,
family. This Freedman energy cannot be contained.
no,
We've been asleep for so long. It's only right that is going to become an implosion, an explosion of atomic bomb proportions. Go ahead, brother.
when I was young and I would get excited, they'd be like, calm down, calm down. Why are you so angry? Why are you this? Why are you that?
Mm,
But then on the other hand, when I would get on a plane surface, they like that crazed energy. They like that wild energy, me being ecstatic, me being a motivator. They
mm-hmm.
like they like to bottle our energies
Right,
and bring them out where they want to bring them out.
right, right.
It's the same way with politics.
Mm-hmm.
With politics, what they want us to do, yeah, they'll let us in politics, but they want us to advocate for
Right,
everybody.
right,
Only black people. They only
right,
ask this of black people. When Asian
right,
politicians get in, they be like, okay, where's the Asian American Pacific Islander coalition?
right.
Where is the
Fact,
Chinese coalition, the Japanese coalition?
fact.
Asians get in and start speaking specificity right off the bat.
Off the rip. And every other group,
And
every
Latinos get
other
in.
ethnic group. Yep.
Latinos when they get into politics, they do their political run. They do their political run. They put on their sombreros and shit. They go into the barrio. They be speaking that shit.
Yo.
They be speaking that they get all the votes. When they
Facts.
get into
Right,
politics,
right,
when they get into
AOC? Right, AOC?
AOC was blacker than a motherfucker when she was politicking. Once she
Mm-hmm.
got elected, she was like, amigos, amigas. How are you, motherfucker?
She was like, yo, tú, él, ella, usted, ustedes,
Right. She was
nosotros.
power to the people. She went from power to the people to like,
Fucking,
arriba, arriba.
ándele, ándele.
The
I
fuck?
see Latina.
And
Who's
I
also
just
colonized
now,
in the sheets by a white man, by the way. Go ahead.
and then, okay, so we have that same scenario here where there is, I forgot what old girl is, but she's Middle Eastern. Twalib, whatever her name is, she's here in Michigan. She get them,
Okay.
she get them riled up. But just because who she is, if you say something about her, now you know, anti whatever, you know, I actually Palestinian, you know, whatever, you know, they're, you know, and but she can run based off her nationality. She can run based off of her people's heritage. They don't want black people to run off their people's heritage.
Exactly.
You know,
Or they
she can
want
put
to
the
control
headdress
us.
on.
Right.
She can put the headdress on and run based on her people.
They don't want
Latinos can
us.
put the
Yeah.
sombrero on and run. But if black people wear a dashiki in campaign,
Right. Right.
you know what I'm saying? If we put a
Right.
black beret on, you know, now we militant.
Or if we show the Juneteenth flag, like, see, you're
All
right.
right,
They
right,
wanna control us. Uh, they don't want us to be unapologetically black.
right,
You know what I mean?
right. It
They wanna
tells too many secrets.
yeah, they wanna control us.
It tells too many
You know,
secrets. When
but
you start speaking that, that's all that critical. I don't get into the CRT shit because it's a sham.
okay. Okay.
It's a sham.
All right.
And when you get into talking about shit with CRT and debating things, all CRT is just telling American history from A to
Facts.
Z.
Facts.
It's nothing else. It's not like we're trying to add anything to it, put
Right.
any addendums on it. We don't need to do that. If we just read American history from A to Z, we're good. And then let's start advocating on that. What's happened, how it's happened. They don't want that. They don't want that. And you start talking about it, CRT, they made up a fancy ass phrase, and it's fucked up because a black chick made the phrase up, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and because she was educated, they let her slide, and they let her, you know, she done made a career off this shit. She done made a career off of CRT. And I'm like, damn, now, do we consider her a traitor? I mean, she got motherfuckers spitting against us. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know the chick I'm talking about, right?
Not really. Maybe I might know her by face.
Yeah, I'm driving right now. When I slow up, I'm you probably put it in Google, creator of CRT, and it should come up. Should be a black chick that comes up. She's a scholar.
Okay. But I
She's a
agree with
scholar.
you. I agree with you. In large, all CRT, which the name in itself is disrespectful and stupid in itself, because history of America is not a fucking theory. The history and
It's
racism
not
and
a theory. It's happened.
anti-blackness, yeah, the history and the racism and the anti-blackness that's been going on from the beginning of America up until to this day is not a theory. And secondly, America is so
Let me
racist.
let me.
When you talk about racism in
You can go
America,
down that
that's
road.
racist. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can go down that road, brother, right there, probably for about 30, 40 minutes. But let's just go ahead and make the turn here.
Okay,
It's
let's
a
get it.
theory, critical race theory, as if it ain't no theory.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why they always want us to study some shit, like as if it
Right,
didn't happen. Like maybe you
right,
guys need to rethink this.
right.
And since we're gonna talk about theories and studies, let's move on over to HR 40.
Let's go.
The study of reparations to the descendants of slavery.
Mm-hmm.
The
That whole
study
bill
of it.
has problems.
Why
The
do we
entire
need
bill has
why do
problems.
we need to study whether we deserve bread or not? Why do we need to study that?
Mm-hmm.
That's my question for you, because I ain't never asked you straight up. I need to ask you and hear your theory on it. Why do we need to study the fact whether freedmen deserve reparations, repair for the greatest tragedy of all time?
The greatest crime in human history.
Why does there need to be a study?
I mean, I guess as a formality. I mean, me personally, I'm beyond the study. Like we have people like Dr. Darity and Kirsten Mullen who have studied it for years. So, and not only them, but there's other people like the racism in America has been well documented. So I'm beyond the studying part of it. But as far as like, I guess the formalities and it being documented in the congressional documents, I guess I see the relevance in that.
Sure.
At the same time, we have to understand that the reparations is not just for slavery. This is from 1776 all the way up until 2021. So
excuse me, right there. Before you go to that next point.
Yeah.
Before you go to that next point. You go from 1776. I've heard you say that a couple times. So you don't recognize the 1619 to 1776? You only just recognize after the country established? Tell me your theory on that real quick, just real quick, because I've heard you say it a couple times. I just want to be able to put it into context.
I do recognize 1619, and some would argue even before then. Okay. However, because this claim is against the U.S. government,
right?
The U.S. government was officially created in 1776. Some people will argue 1789 or whatever. Bottom line is we're going after the U.S. government because they're the culpable party. They're the perpetrators. They're the evil, insidious government that sanctioned slavery, and they created, codified, and legislated racist laws against the freedmen. So that's why I start with the 1776, just to be just to coincide with the US government, because again, they're the culpable party and they're the party who's able to fit the bill. And we have to understand reparations is not just about slavery, it's about black codes, it's about sundown towns, it's about white terrorism, it's about the destruction of black families that's happening today. It's about gentrification. It's about excluding us from wealth. It's about racial discrimination. You know, whether it be in the housing field, denying us the GI Bill. You know, there's a whole history here. It's a whole history here, and that was done with approval of the U.S. government. They're the culpable party and then the capable party. So yeah, print the money and cut the fucking checks. Generational checks, multi-generational checks. And it's not only money, because we want to deconfederize the institutions of America. That's also a part of our reparations. Just like the Jews had the Nuremberg trials, we need our own deconfederation trials. You know, because
can somebody put a couple flames in the chat? I just need somebody to drop a couple flames in the chat. I'm driving, but Prime done fucking, he done set this bitch off. I need somebody to put a couple flames, put a couple flames in the chat, please.
Let's get
it. Thank you.
Y'all better talk black to me. Somebody talk black to me. Shout out to Vicky Dillard. But anyway.
God today.
God today. God today.
Yeah,
if I had a gavel, I would drop the hand.
Amen. Hand claps, gavel raps, baby.
Out here, man. Freedmen on fucking deck. Freedmen on motherfucking deck. So yeah, it's not only money. You know, we have to dismantle these institutions. We have to dismantle in white supremacy. That's also a part of the reparations.
Right.
Enforce the laws that's already on the books. It says you're not supposed to be committing hate crimes, but yet they still do it with impunity. That needs to be fixed. You see, police killing black people who's running away from them, talk about they fear for their life. Get the fuck out of here. You know, we got the war on drugs. Oh, AKA war on black people. The war on poverty. When you think about poverty, who what is in the American social consciousness of someone who's impoverished? It ain't a white woman.
Right.
It ain't a white woman. It's a black family or a black person. You know, so much so where black women were considered quote unquote welfare queens, even though white women or white people are known for
I
participating
gotta
in
mute
the
out for a
welfare.
minute. Keep it going, brother.
Go ahead, no doubt. You got it, bro. Even though white people and white families, even some Jews, participate in the welfare system. You know what I'm saying? But yet we get tagged with these labels. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this reparations claim includes all of that. It includes all of that. Gentrification, the black codes, sundown towns, uh us being racially discriminated from the housing, covenant deeds, you know, all kinds of shit. The coal. I'll take it a step further. A lot of people talk about police brutality, but we also got to acknowledge police genocide. Police genocide. Oh, did I forget mass incarceration? Mass incarceration. Mass incarceration. The destruction of the black family. The destruction of the black family, where men have been economically castrated so much so that they can't even support their family. And when they go turn to the criminal element, they end up going to jail. This Freedman energy cannot be contained. Y'all better talk black to me. And I could turn up, but I'm chilling right now. I could fucking turn up, but I'm chilling. I'm a little under the weather, so usually I'm definitely a lot more intense. But let's get to it. So yeah, thank you for those that support. Miss Frida Gillespie, I appreciate you. You're a good woman. Money and no land means we're giving the money back to them when we then buy land from them. If we have our own money, or if we participate in a reparations program, because it's a program, a systematic program, that will align us in with the wealth that's proportionate to our freedmen population. So we're able to self-sustain ourselves with that wealth, not income, not income, because I don't have any children, not that I know of. But you know, we don't want to pass down income. We want to pass down our wealth. You know it's wealth because you own it, you control it, and you can pass it down. You own it, you control it, and you can pass it down. And it allows you to weather the storm if a medical emergency or any emergency happens. So we have to start there because that's what was stolen from us. Our wealth. Our wealth. Not our education, even though that can be included in reparations, but it was our wealth that was stolen from us. We have no wealth as a group. Jay-Z, Oprah, Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, they do not count. They do not represent the collective. And all that shows is that white supremacy is not perfect. That's it. So stop pointing out these minority Negroes who have excelled in spite of racism and anti-blackness. You know, we got to focus on the group. Every other group of people focuses on their group. Asians focus on the Asian group. Jews focus on the collective of Jews, East Indians, Hispanics, or other groups do that. So we can do the same. It's no different. It's no different. So y'all can miss me with the bullshit. And I'm unapologetically freedman, unapologetically black, the opposite of Doja Cat. Let's go. You there, brother Shannon?
Yes, I am. I saw
Okay.
sirens. I'm sorry. I'm passing South Maple. Uh, Anybody that's from Washtenaw County, check on your peoples. If you got any people in South Maple, there's at least seven. I was counting as I was pulling up, 7 police cars, ambulance, everybody in South Maple. That's crazy shit. That looks like death. You don't generally see that many police cars in a space like that unless you're talking about like there's some death.
Okay.
I mean, there's no reason for that. It wasn't like, it was a raid because all the sirens were on, everything was lit up. So yeah, there's something going on over there bad. Check on your people over in South Maple.
Yeah, I don't have any kids, not that I know of, but we want to pass down our wealth to our children because we're not going to be here forever. And we need something for them to live off of. Go ahead.
And sometimes our wealth may not be just our checking and savings accounts. We've got to pass down trades. That's why education is so it's so important.
Absolutely.
But there's a greater chance that if you're a doctor, your son can be a doctor, your daughter can be a doctor, you're a lawyer, there's a greater chance. Or if you're into computers, there's a greater chance that your kid's going to be into computers. So your kids are generally into what you're into, if you lead them down those paths. But you got to have substantial, I'm talking substantial in these industries to be able to pass a trade down. See, we haven't had multi-generations to be able to pass stuff down to people in our family. We haven't been around as far as entrepreneurship that long to be able to do that shit. And now we're just getting to the point where if we start working our way into some profession and build multi-generational stuff, we can hold on to that. But we've never been taught to live like that.
Right.
We've always been taught to live for today. We've never been taught to live for tomorrow.
We've been taught to live,
just trying to get through today.
As an employee.
Right.
The school to prison pipeline.
Right.
Yeah. Or the playground to prison pipeline. How about that? Yeah.
Absolutely.
In our reparations.
Absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they purposely did what they did to us, to hamstring us. I mean, you look at housing projects and different things like that, where we didn't have access to fields to go out and play football. We played tackle football. I mean, I didn't grow up in a high-rise housing project. So I'm not throwing off that narrative as if it's personal, but I'm talking about historically. I mean, people that grew up in spaces where there were no playgrounds, where there were no fields to run and play baseball and different things like that. We played tackle football as a collective in the street. We didn't have grass to play tackle football. Now, where I grew up, we had grass. We had many fields around. I grew up in a different space. I grew up in a subsidized community, but we had playgrounds. There was a school connected basically right to our cooperative. We had access that millions of us never have access to because it's not close to where they live. I mean, I wouldn't even know what it would be like to be living on the 17th floor. I couldn't live on the 17th floor of anywhere. Okay. I mean, I probably could now because I don't play outside, but hell, I got grandkids that want to go to the park. So what am I going to do? Get up and drive my grandkids to a park? Because there's nothing around me? Or do I even have the access to drive? Because if I'm living in a 17th floor housing project, I probably don't have a vehicle. I'm probably a participant in public transportation. So to catch a ride to a park, like, I'm not just going to generally catch a ride just to a park so my kids can go play for a while and then get on a bus to come back to the projects. So you tend to make those visits more like carnival-like times and shit.
I want to give much
Go
respect.
ahead, brother.
I want to give much respect and kudos and a salute to our people in the chat. We got 125 people live with us. These are the lions and the lionesses that we've been talking about We appreciate y'all support. We thank y'all for listening, chiming in, and adding y'all more than 2 cents because we respect y'all and we appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Go tell your friends. Tell your friends about us. Go tell a coon. We'll give them that work too.
We can get them right. We can get them right. I think we can convert a coon. We should have a segment.
Maybe
We should have a segment called Convert a Coon.
convert a coon.
Like
That's like
and see if we can take somebody who is just, and that a coon is not just a conservative or a black Republican. A coon could be a Democrat who could be basically just bought and paid for.
Yeah.
You know, a coon could be one of them people that, you know, is really just, yeah, we got to convert a coon. We got to make the attempt to convert a coon. I think we got.
I have converted some coons from personal experience, so it can be done.
Okay. So you have coon converting experience.
I absolutely do. But
See, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful
coon
thing.
can only be converted if they're receptive to the message.
Ah.
Usually,
Okay, well, here's the thing.
Usually a coon is so far gone, he ain't trying to hear that. You know, he understand white supremacy exists, and he goes back to picking the cotton, or she.
Understandable, but here's the thing. That's where you come into conversion. With conversion, we already know what the coon believes. So the coon believes what he believes, but the coon doesn't believe what he doesn't know. So our job is to put the coon in the know.
Okay.
You can have all these beliefs, but you may not know shit.
True.
But let me bypass your beliefs, what you have right now, because your beliefs is all you know. You may not have true knowledge. Let me give you true knowledge and then see if you can look at your beliefs and say, okay, now that I know this and know this to be true, can I really hold this stance? Because if you can still hold a stance after learning the facts,
new information, yep.
You got whole new information. So no longer do you believe ignorantly. Now you believe with knowledge. Can I change your beliefs in some of this shit now that you have knowledge? Now, the person that you can't switch from that, they gone.
Yeah.
But you might be able to convert a coon off that.
Yeah. They're still a coon. Because they're still a coon because they know. But they just choose not to elevate their way of thinking. So it is what it is.
Sure.
We can't save everybody. Just like in the Blade movie. Blade 2, what he said, not everybody's gonna make it.
That's true.
Not everybody's gonna make it.
That's
just what it is.
That's very true. Not everybody's gonna make it. It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. Some people could make it if they just turn their antenna up.
Yeah.
Just turn your antenna up, signal in, and some people could actually make it. Some people, the language, I mean, it's amazing to me that people won't listen. That's unfortunate. And we have older people now who I think their stance. We're not going to get a lot of options. They know they fought for the wrong thing. They fought, they lost. They're not going to go through the fight again.
In and out, Shannon.
Yeah. I'm in a bad area. Bad area for me.
Okay. We need you to get out of there.
I'm coming back. It's just, yeah, I'm just in a weird area, not a lot of LTE over here.
Yeah, I mean, I've come across some people who are just, they have no hope. You know what I mean? But it's our job to inspire them and to bring inspiration and hope. Um, Hope is the act of conviction so that despair won't have the last word. That's what hope is.
Right, right.
The act of conviction
And
so despair won't have the last
mm,
word. What was
yeah.
that, Shannon?
No, I didn't say that. I was listening. I didn't even know if I was my signal was actually back or not.
Oh, you're good. You sound
You
perfect
said
now. You got out of there.
you said the act of the act of conviction.
So that despair doesn't have the last word.
So if I act with conviction and
You have,
die,
well, I mean, that could happen, but
will I be
you
known for
you
having
you have
conviction? Or because ain't
you
that despair?
well, no, because you acted with conviction because you believe that um you
I
can
believed I
change.
was gonna live.
I mean,
If I do
maybe you
acting with
didn't.
conviction, if
Maybe
I
you didn't.
huh?
Maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you knew what you was doing and you knew that, maybe you had to make a sacrifice.
Myself?
Well, well, sometimes that's what it takes. I'm not saying you personally, but in some way, form, or fashion, we're all gonna have to, or at least the people in this fight is gonna have to sacrifice something. It doesn't
Right,
have to
right,
be the
right,
ultimate sacrifice in your life, but
right.
we have to get that freedom ain't free.
Very true.
Freedom ain't free. And me personally, I'm willing to die for the greater good. Other people is not as extreme as I am, but it is what it is.
Do you feel we're going to have to get back to a war of sorts to get what we want, or will we be able to do it politically and I won't say peacefully, but I mean in a more civil manner? I don't think anything's going to come of with peace for what we need to do as far
Agreed.
as getting our justice claim. So, do you think that we can get through it without? I mean, they're going to create another civil war. They're going to create a race war, or whatever. Do you think that we can get through this in a political matter, or we're gonna have to knuckle up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like we were saying, freedom ain't free. And if we're going to have freedom in our vocabulary, we're going to have to be willing to die. At the same time, I think we need both. Just because
Right.
historically, we know historically, like a lot of things happen due to bloodshed here in America. So
Mm-hmm.
we have to acknowledge that history. At the same time, I think we need both. We need to advocate politically, but we also need to remember our ancestors in the Civil War who literally fought for their freedom.
Right.
They literally fought for their freedom. Yes, the
Right.
freedmen men. Fuck all that bullshit about toxic masculinity. There is no such thing as toxic masculinity. It was the freedmen, black masculinity, that put their lives on the line, who fought for their freedom.
Yeah.
So
Without it, okay.
history will repeat
Freedmen,
itself. History will
without
repeat
Freedmen.
itself because we're dealing with people. People are
Right.
habitual by nature,
Right.
and history keeps repeating itself because you're dealing with people who do the same shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We may think that we different in a lot of ways we are, but human nature is pretty is you know, it's pretty much
Yeah.
the same with everybody, you
Right.
know? And just like you got a good part of human nature, you definitely have an evil part of human nature. So, yeah, that's why history repeats itself, not only because people don't know the history, but it's people creating history, and
Right.
they're creating it I guess, into their benefit. It's time for us to create our own history and make our own history and will it to our benefit.
Right.
And we can
Right.
do that. We've been doing it. We are in the business of doing the impossible. That is our history. That is our culture. Making nothing out of something or making something from nothing. We've been doing it. How long have we been fucked up and we still here? How long have we been fucked up and we're still here?
The goal
What
was to
only group of
extinguish
people?
us. The
Yeah,
goal was not for us to survive. We know all of that. And the fact
exactly.
is, the fact that we have survived and we've grown into such a ridiculously super breed of people, now they don't know
Mm-hmm.
what to do with us. And they're like, God damn it, these motherfuckers didn't fucking die.
Exactly.
I mean, they did everything they could to extinguish us in this bitch. And we survived. And they're like, will you look at this bullshit?
Mm-hmm.
You know? And we've created so much and meant so much to this country. There is absolutely no way you're going to cut a check, write a few bills, write a few this and that, and just
Mm-hmm.
have it all. This shit has happened over 19 generations. So do you think you're just gonna be able to wipe a couple bills clean, get rid
Mm.
of this, get rid of that, cut me a check, and we be done? No, no, no.
Yep.
The debt is generational. The remittance is going to be generational. So let's start here. We got to start somewhere. Stop giving resources to motherfuckers who ain't supposed to be here. See, this is
Right.
where I am with immigration.
That's
I don't
what the
mind if you're over here and
immigration.
you got your
Exactly.
paperwork right. I don't care if
Exactly.
you're over here and you got your paperwork right, goddamn it. But don't let motherfuckers come over here and you ain't taking care of the motherfuckers who's supposed to be here already.
Exactly. That's the
How you
problem.
gonna have new motherfuckers come in here and you gonna take care of them, but you don't take care of the motherfuckers who are already supposed to be here?
Exactly. And
You
then
got a lot.
when we call you out on that bullshit, you call us racist.
Right, we're
That's the
racist now.
game they play. That's the game they play. The game is when you call them out on their racism, it's to call it racism against you because
Right,
you are advocating for your people. That's the game that America plays. But we're not playing that game with them. We're gamers ourselves and we playing above the game.
right,
We playing above the game. We're playing a political game. And god damn it, we are the best. We are the best. So we need to organize, um, use our influence, our local influence, and our resources, our money. Give whatever you can to whomever you can, as far as a non-coon Freedmen candidate, and you have to know who you're voting for. Our ancestors didn't die or sacrifice or do whatever they did just for us to vote. Our ancestors didn't die for us to vote for one white supremacist and to get another white supremacist in. Our ancestors didn't die or sacrifice themselves to get Trump out and to get Jim Crow Joe in. Okay? You have to know who you're voting for. You have to know their policies and what they stand for. You have to know their history. Jim Crow Joe is a racist, a segregationist, and a white supremacist. And he's very outright blatant with it. It's very funny that he's a quote unquote democratic. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, people see this and you can't make an excuse for it. So you have to know who you're voting for. And Jim Crow Joe has never been on the side of black people or freedmen for that matter.
right. Do you think that we can get there with the Democratic Party, or do we have to look at independent,
Um,
or do we say let's talk to Republicans? I mean, what's going to get us closer to a full schedule of reparations, get us in all the policies that we need to start this multi-generational debt repayment? What
I
group?
think
Because the Democrats ain't doing shit for us. So are we staying here and trying to wait them out and vote them out, or are we going independent, or are we looking at
I think
Republicans?
I think the answer is We need to first focus on ourselves. We need to get freedmen elected officials into these senator seats. These
What about Jamal
judge
Bowman though, man? Jamal
these judge.
Bowman, Corey Bush. Look what they did.
No, they not with us. They don't count.
They flipped on us though, but they got the
Exactly.
black vote. They got the
Right.
black vote, and
But we
how do
gotta
they? How do we keep that from happening?
let's talk about Ja'Cory Arthur though. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Let's talk about
yeah,
Tamara Johnson Shirley. See what I'm
absolutely.
saying? These is people who we need more people like that into these positions of power and authority. So we can get it with some Democrats or whatever, but they have to have the Freedmen agenda in their consciousness. You know what I'm saying? There is no one individual leader because we've seen what they've done with our leaders. They assassinate them, and then that's that. So we have to know that reparations is the leader. Our message is the leader. You can't kill a message. You can kill a revolution, a revolutionary, but you can never kill the revolution. You see what I'm saying? So um, we are just the conduit. We're just the tools being used to further the agenda. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider myself a leader. I follow the information. I follow the data. Reparations is my leader. The collective of the Freedmen agenda, Freedmen interests. Group politics is the leader. Group economics is the leader. You know what I'm saying? That way, when a so-called leader gets killed or whatever, or something happens to them, the show goes on. The show must go on, and it will go on. So we can get that with Democrats or whoever. You know what I'm saying? I think it starts with us first. These Democrats and Republicans are only doing they're supposed to do what the will of the people is, since this is a democratic republic. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Since it's a republic, they're supposed to be representing their constituents, and that the
Right,
constituents is us. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So we have to force them. We have to force them and make them bend to our will.
Now, how do we keep politicians from baiting and switching, or is it about getting freedmen politicians in, or just getting politicians that are going to advocate for us? Do we close off from looking at non-freedmen politicians? Because that's my first choice, but we see what some freedmen politicians can do once they get in play. So do we close off from not? What about Marianne Williamson?
I mean, she was a supporter. She seemed very sincere, and she lowballed us with the number, but at least she went
She
public
was
with her.
ignorant. She was
Yeah,
ignorant. She was
she
ignorant.
lowballed us.
But
She
she came
lowballed
with,
us.
but she came and talked to Antonio,
Yeah, she did.
and she started reading up on Dr. Darity. So she
Good.
did her due diligence,
That's good.
and you notice once she got a little ism and started talking real numbers, that's when they canceled her ass.
Ah, you see? You
That's when
see?
they canceled her.
You see?
They didn't
But see,
cancel. They didn't cancel her. They didn't cancel her until she started talking some actual factuals. Yeah,
right.
they want to talk about she a flower child and she crazy and this, that, and the other.
Yeah,
Yeah, but she was okay and they was letting her hang around when she was just doing all that shit. But then she
exactly.
started talking reparations and real numbers, and the flower child became a demon.
Right.
It's like,
So as
oh, she
far as
got to
I'm
get the fuck up out
concerned,
of here.
yeah, as far as I'm concerned, when we have allies like that with that John Brown type of energy, that Thaddeus Stevens type of energy, or even with Marion Williamson type of energy, yeah, we can
Mm-hmm.
have some non-freedmen. We need all the help we can get. So
Right,
you don't have to
right.
be a freedman or a melanated looking person to be a reparationist or to help
Okay,
us.
okay.
I wouldn't do that to people who are true allies, not
Sure,
fake
sure.
allies, not
Right,
posturing allies, not
right,
performing allies like AOC.
right, right.
If you're a true ally, I definitely wouldn't turn a blind eye to you. I will acknowledge your support.
And an ally cannot lead the movement. I need to make that clear on every level.
That's
An
a fact.
ally cannot lead us to freedom.
That's a fact. This is
You may
definitely
be able to assist. You
self-determination.
may be right. You may be able to
Self-determination.
assist, but you cannot lead us.
Exactly. I like to say that the allies are the kickers, and us freedmen are the CEOs, the shareholders, the stockholders, the quarterbacks, the linebackers, the running backs, and the allies are the kickers. Y'all still play a vital role, and y'all just kick the ball and y'all punt. We must lead ourselves. Black liberation must be done, owned, and controlled by freedmen and black people. So, yeah, that's what I'm about. It's about economic empowerment. Economic empowerment. Black economic empowerment. Freedom, justice, equity, and empowerment. Somebody talk black to me.
God today.
God today.
So Kimmy said, get freedmen in. Get freedmen politicians in.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I have no problem with that. Looking towards that first. I'm dealing with a situation here in Michigan with a young brother who I think he had a superstar future ahead of him, and he still may be able to if he can come out of the weeds a bit. But we got a young brother who got caught with his pants down, literally,
Uh-oh.
on a drunk driving stop with a young lady with a gun in the front seat.
Wait, what the hell?
All this was one traffic stop.
What?
Yes, sir. State representative. He was with a young lady in a vehicle.
Oh, hell.
They were inebriated. They had done some type of drugs.
Oh,
They had a gun in the cup holder. They both had their pants down.
yikes. Wait, both of them?
And yeah, both of them in the car. Yeah, both of them in the car.
Yikes.
And he was doing about about 70 on the shoulder. So the shoulder got all them bumps and shit on the road. This motherfucker's doing 70 on. I mean, some dude is following him, filming it. And then he ended up tussling with the state police. And I already told you he's political, right? State representative.
Okay.
He got in jail, started dropping names, dropped the governor's name.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, he done acted a fool. So you want people like this to succeed, but goddamn, he done went here and he done did so much other shit. I ain't even gone into the story yet.
Okay.
So yeah, I want Freedmen to be in here, but goddamn it, when we get into those spaces, we got to get the right people around us. We got to have the right handlers.
Yeah.
If we don't have the right handlers, we don't have the right people around us, we're gonna be fucked up in the game.
I mean, I understand that. Listen, man. I'm a proud, imperfect, flawed man. I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be. And it sounds like this guy and this woman, they was getting a freak on. And that's their business.
It's all y'all business until you get to drinking and being reckless on the road.
Right. And
now, if y'all wanted to pull off to the side of the road, get your freak on, that's your business. But you driving on a street with hundreds of other cars nearby.
Thank goodness nobody got hurt, but just like how they forgive white people so easily for worse, sure. I think he deserves a second chance, especially if he's a good man. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully
let me proceed with the situation.
Hopefully he learned from this. And
Put a pin in that. Pin in
yeah.
that right there. Hopefully he learned from this. So the stop happened, right? Then he got to talking shit to the cops, telling the cops that he paid them. He's the one that signed off on bills for their salaries.
Ooh.
So now he high signing to the cops.
Ooh.
Then he told the cops he was gonna have to call the governor and talk to the governor about this.
Okay.
Then he got in jail that same night and was like, he's like, the governor is gonna need to hear about this. And they were like, she's already called. Because the governor had already called the jail to find out what the fuck was going on. This is a young, black, promising politician. He's a star.
Let's go.
So she done already checked in to see what's going on.
Right. We need you to get out of Ypsilanti. Your connection is breaking up, Shannon. Your connection breaking up, Shannon. We can't hear you. You're probably saying a lot right now. We need you to get out of Ypsilanti. Come back home, man. Uh-oh. So, yeah. So what happened? I'm curious to know what happened because it sounded like he got the last laugh. Oh, he did it? What? This is good. This is going to be bad. God damn. I wanted something good to come out of this, but it's fucked up.
So
She gonna bust it open for me.
what?
Oh, you hear me now?
I heard you the whole time. I just couldn't respond.
I'm just singing. You know, I'm Luther Vandross in the shower. So.
I hear you up here, Luther Freedman. I hear you, Luther Freedman.
Hey.
So.
Ooh, yeah.
Freedmen are the most talented motherfuckers in the world.
Most definitely.
And everybody knows it. We are mimicked by every motherfucking body.
That's a fact.
We are mimicked and imitated by every motherfucking body.
That's a fact.
So when I try to talk to people about originality and this, that, and the other, like you can't put any of that shit off on us. We don't steal shit. Am I still frozen?
No, you sound perfect. I see you got out of Ypsilanti or wherever you was at.
I'm still in Tucky. I'm still here, but I'm just in a little better area. We can go to certain areas where it's better. Free, are you? I'm clear now, supposedly.
They trying to contain your Freedmen energy, but they can't.
I need to go on and give me just a mobile hotspot, like the big box. Get that motherfucker. Nigga, why you gonna park right next to me? I'm away from everybody. I'm away from everybody. He gonna park right next to me. God damn.
You popping.
All right, fucks.
You riding around in that Lambo.
Yeah, okay.
Poppy.
Also known as a Ford Edge.
You just being modest, y'all. He just being modest in the live chat. That's
hey,
all.
hey, man, I would never. I am not flossing anyway, dude. I can never see myself getting a car that costs as much as a house.
Mm.
I
He's
mean,
being modest. I
do
respect
I
it.
need a $250,000?
Freedman
Do I
modesty.
need
Freedman modesty.
seriously? No, don't get it twisted. I'll get some funky shit. I'll put some money into some shit. But why would I go get a $250,000 car, wedge my big ass up in it? I can't put my grandkids in the motherfucker. I can't put a good load of groceries in the motherfucker. It's not really a car for me. It's not a car for my life.
Big on the scene with a gangster lean. Woo, woo.
I'm leaning anyway. I'm big as fuck in a Lambo. I'm leaning anyway, nigga. I'm leaning all day.
You may not have.
You know, they see me with the doors up on the street, and they be like, "Oh, he out here flexing with the doors up."
That's right.
And I be like,
man.
"Nah." I be like, "Nah, I'm just fat as a motherfucker. I can't shut these bitches.
Right,
I'm just sitting
man.
in this bitch."
Man, you got it. You got it. You getting that Freedman money out here.
Hey, man. But I want that accessed money.
I know
And I
that's
stopped saying that it's white money. I want the access money because Asians and Hindus making more money than white folks in this motherfucker per capita.
Ain't that something, huh?
They getting money in this bitch.
Ain't that something?
Indians and Asians are taking money out of America's ass at epic proportions.
And they not native to this country. Ain't that something?
Wait, look what's about to happen with the Afghanis. They about to make the Afghanis some bosses right away. They gonna literally go to boss status within 7 to 10 years. You've already got some Afghanis in some power plays already. But I'm talking about as a mass, as a collective, they're gonna get over here, get them all nice and plumped up, and be like, y'all need to get the fucking, y'all need to get the, procreating, creating a community of Afghanistans. America about to have Afghanistan. You got Chinatown. You got Mexican villages all over the place. You got Asian grocery stores. It'd be different shit. Latino grocery stores.
Yep. That's a
But
fact.
if we built a grocery store and said, this is for black people only, it'd be like, that's racist.
That's right. And they give us a hard time before we even get to that part. They put all these barriers in the way before we could even get to opening our own stores.
Right. It's
That's
not enough that we run the race.
Yeah.
They're like, here, take these.
City. That's a fact.
Take these extra cones. Take these extra, these extra roadblocks for that ass.
Shit is crazy, man.
So, all right, I'm giving him 10 minutes. I don't even know if I'm giving him 10 minutes. Hold on a second, man.
You may not have, but remember, brothers and sisters. What y'all know about that, Freedmen family? What y'all know about that in the live chat? Y'all don't know about that. Before y'all time, man.
Look, man, I'm tired of YouTube marking that song as Curtis Mayfield because it ain't Curtis Mayfield, motherfuckers.
Uh-oh.
You done met a motherfucker who's on his music. That's William Devon, brother. That's William Devon, brother.
Oh, okay. Come on now.
That's William Devon, my brother.
Let's hear something, Shannon Devon.
See, you have to understand. When I see mistakes, I mean, YouTube's got this song labeled as a Curtis Mayfield track. That's embarrassing to me. That's insulting. We'll see if
Or
he
maybe
answers. He didn't even
we
answer
can
the
create
text.
a YouTube channel and give Devon his proper credit.
We ain't even got to do that here. Hold on a second.
Oh yeah, we can play it right now. Come on. But we gotta admit, Curtis Mayfield did body that shit. He killed it. Come on now,
Body what?
he killed it. The
Killed what?
song, man. The song was whoo,
That ain't Curtis Mayfield.
whoo. Well, didn't you say on YouTube they give that to Curtis Mayfield?
I'm looking at it right here. Hold on a second. They don't even call it the right fucking name, bro. Let me
Let me
see.
see what the hell, so I could be on the same page as you. Hold on, let me see. I can barely see
They,
it though. I only uh, there's so much glare.
hold on.
I can't really see it. What does it say?
It says Diamond in the Back by Curtis Mayfield.
Okay.
It's not even a goddamn. And this motherfucker has over. Hold on a second. God damn it. It's got over 54 million views. That money needs to be going to William Devon's family.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Agreed.
saying?
Agreed.
That
Agreed.
money's supposed to go to William Devon's family.
Most likely a freedman.
Oh, yeah, he's absolutely a freedman. I'm trying to get to the thing here. What is that about?
Hmm.
I don't know.
This song
Find
talks
mobile
about
apps. Oh, I know.
right. It's old school, y'all.
Yeah, it's an, I just can't get it on the Bluetooth. Something's happening
I can still
here.
hear it. It sounds good. I hear it.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. You turned it off now. You turned it off. Mr. Shannon, you turned it off, so we can't hear anything now. Or maybe connection, I don't know. What up, live chat? Like, love, and subscribe. We thank you for your support. We appreciate you for rocking with us. We just some two freedmen, numbskulls, just talking some shit. That's all. Can y'all hear me, live chat? Because I can't hear Shannon, so I don't know if y'all can hear me. But we out here and we bringing the Freedman message to you. Thank you, Miss Frida Gillespie. You're a good woman. Happy Mother's Day. Um, the title of this episode is "The Freedman Energy Cannot Be Contained," and as you can see, they can't contain these two freedmen, and the Freedman energy has thriving in the chat. We thriving in the chat. We loving y'all energy, and we thank y'all. Keep showing y'all support, cause keep showing y'all support. You're welcome, Miss Frida Gillespie. Keep showing y'all support, and we'll be black. We'll be right black. Let me see what other music I got. How about we play some SOS? Oh shit!
Can you hear me
Playing
now?
it, back that ass up.
That's that back that ass up.
That's what I'm talking about. See, See, we need
That's that
see
vax that ass up.
we need a little bit of both. We need the elevated consciousness, and we need the nigga shit. That way we get everybody
Duh.
involved.
But here's the thing, though. Did he have to go there? Did he have to go vax that thing up?
See what I'm saying? That's that bullshit. I don't support that. Turn that bullshit off. I don't support that bullshit. It's some bullshit. See, you ain't no good. Yo, Shannon, you ain't no good for that. I hope you did not really play the vax that ass up. You ain't no good for
No,
that,
that
man.
was the real song. That was the real
Oh,
song.
okay. Thank God. Okay, I support that because I love to see women
I
shake
can't
their
support
ass.
that. I can't support that bullshit.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. We on the same page. Thank God. Because I love to
No.
see sexy women with fat asses shaking their ass in front of my face. I'm a proud heterosexual black man. So,
What
yeah.
was wrong with Juvenile in that song? What's he going through? What's he going through?
Listen, man. They lost a lot of respect for me, man. They lost a lot of respect. They lost
I
a
couldn't
lot of
believe it.
respect.
When I saw it, I was like, did he say vax?
Yep, that's
And
what
I
he
was like,
said.
is it an updated version? I didn't realize, because I didn't see the beginning of it. I saw like maybe into the verse and they hadn't said vax that thing up. So I
Yeah,
thought it was like just a new version of back that ass up.
yeah. They
And them
definitely
motherfuckers
said that.
remade back that ass up
Yeah,
to
it's a
vax that
disgrace.
ass up.
It's a disgrace.
And when he said, I don't even know how to do the rhythm of it, and I'm happy. But he was talking about the brother.
Mm.
And he was like, you a fine young brother. Back that thing. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, they
What's
doing
that
a lot,
about?
man. They doing a lot, man. They
Now,
did
if
too
that was a
much.
lady, if that was Mia X, because I condemn her for doing it too. She should have never did it
Mm.
too.
Mm.
If she'd have said you a fine young brother, that's one thing. But why is
Right.
Juvie saying you a fine young brother?
This man is a cornball. I'm sorry, Juvie. Like, y'all have earned my respect, but that shit right there, y'all lost a lot of respect. A lot of people was not fucking with that.
Did Juvie come out? Did Juvie come out on that record?
I don't think so. I don't think, not to my knowledge. I haven't
He
heard
said
any
you a
of them
fine
like
young
explain
brother. He said you a fine young brother. You don't think he came out?
that.
Oh, I see. You one of them niggas gonna give a second
Listen,
chance. Nah, nigga, I ain't giving you a second chance. You say you a fine young brother on a record, nigga, you gay.
yeah. I mean,
Fuck
I
all
think that
that.
I think the intention matters, but I don't think
All
he's gay.
intentions
But
matter.
I don't think he's gay. But I mean, if he is like signaling to that LGBT mafia, then
What
by
makes you
doing
think he
that,
ain't gay? He said you a fine young brother. Was he just singing the lyrics, or did he mean that shit?
I don't know. I would have to ask him. I don't know.
Well, I
I would
heard the
have to ask
lyrics.
him.
So I'm gonna make my assessment based on the lyric, not based on whether I ask him or not. Because
And
he
if
got moist on that shit.
I
He said, you a fine
mean,
young brother, you back that thing up. When he
yeah,
said backs that thing up, but God damn it, the
going off
song
the
is back that
lyrics,
thing up. You just told a young man to back that thing up after you called him a fine young brother.
going off the lyrics, then yeah, it would be gay. Yeah, yeah. And if he's gay, then that's his business. It
That's his
definitely
business. That's
caught
his
me off
business.
guard. Caught me off
That,
guard.
that's his business.
Caught me off guard, Juvie. Just be open and honest. You know?
I mean, what's his name? Juvie the Great?
Yeah.
No,
Got
he could
Manny
be
Fresh. Manny Fresh was in
Juvie the
there.
Gay Great.
Yeah.
Ain't
Juvie
nobody
the
gonna
gay.
say shit.
Juvie the gay.
Do a collab with Lil Nas X, y'all niggas go platinum.
Oh God. Lil Nas X is so annoying. Did you see that picture of him acting like he was pregnant?
Yeah, unfortunately.
What the fuck is that about?
Unfortunately, dog.
What the fuck is that about? And quite frankly, like I was
So,
appreciative a lot of women who was like taken aback and mad about that because I think we need more women, especially black women, to call that bullshit out.
but they
Because
don't.
if a man can get pregnant, what the hell do we need women for?
Well,
And
first
we
and
know
foremost,
we
we need
know
women to
men
get
can't
pregnant.
get
We,
pregnant. We
we
know
need
men
women to
can't
get
get
pregnant
pregnant.
because I ain't fucking no man.
Yeah, exactly. So we know men can't get pregnant. So what the fuck is this? And then people will tell you that there's no LGBT agenda.
There's absolutely an agenda.
Yeah. People will tell you straight to your face, what LGBT agenda? What are you talking about? There's
The
no
agenda,
agenda.
the agenda of inclusion is why there's LGBT life in everything that's being produced.
Mm,
Commercials, TV shows, movies, anything that's being produced has inclusiveness of LGBT because that's what we had gay characters before all of this campaigning.
yeah.
There were gay characters in TV shows and movies and everything. Now it's about they want to be vocally included. You already been included. Gay
Yeah.
lifestyles been, in entertainment for years.
Uh-huh.
But all of a sudden, we have to announce it. Why do we got to
Uh-huh.
announce it? Shouldn't your talent ring out higher than your sexuality? I don't give a fuck who you fuck. If you are here to entertain me, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go get horizontal with who you get horizontal with. But don't
Facts.
bring that on the platform.
Facts.
Because I don't like
Facts.
you as a gay actor. I like you as an actor.
Exactly.
You happen to be
See,
gay, that's your business.
this is the problem when you try to normalize something that's abnormal. Now, if you're gay, you're LGBT, that's your business, but we never have to explain normalizing the sun rising in the morning. How about we just start normalizing the sun rising in the morning? Oh, wait, we don't have to do that because that's something that naturally happens. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the forceful pushing this down people's throat and consciousness, you know? And when you disagree with some of the things that they're doing, the LGBT mafia, it automatically becomes hateful. And let me tell you this LGBT thing and the black agenda or the Freedmen agenda and black liberation is not the same. So stop fucking comparing LGBT acceptance and inclusion to black liberation. My ancestors were not enslaved because they were gay. Let me say that again. My ancestors were not enslaved because they were gay. US government policies weren't
They
created.
were not trying to seek justice.
Exactly. We've been fighting for our humanity since day one, and it had nothing to do with being gay. Not a goddamn thing. Now, because you look at our blueprint and you followed our blueprint to further your agenda, so whenever black people start talking about something specific for racism, you want to include LGBT, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Which is why they have the rainbow stuff when it comes to black issues and all this other bullshit. It's become co-opted, and that's because we don't put up political barriers and we allow any and everyone into our struggle, which is a problem in itself. It's a major problem because the LGBT mafia will use black people and black faces as the mascots while they reap all the resources, intangibles, and benefits. Black LGBT doesn't include all black people. You see what I'm
This is
saying?
very
So
true.
when you pass laws for LGBT, first off, you're including a whole LGBT demographic, which is a very small minority of the American population. So when it's supposed to be about racial equality and justice, you make it about sexual preference. It doesn't even become about the anti-blackness anymore. It becomes about who you want to get horizontal with and how we need to be accepting of that. Get the fuck out of here. LGBT and being black is not the same. I don't give a fuck what any black LGBT person says. And if you got a problem with that, come on this goddamn show and prove me wrong. Miss me with that bullshit. You wanna talk
Yeah.
about being you wanna talk about being gay when George Floyd was not gay. Breonna Taylor was not gay. See what I'm saying? Sandra Bland wasn't gay. Emmett Till
Alton
wasn't gay.
Sterling, Eric Garner,
Exactly.
Freddie
Eric
Gray,
Gardner wasn't gay. And the list goes on. Emmett Till.
Terrence
The list
Crutcher,
goes on. So
Walter
we have
Scott,
all these heterosexual men and women,
Eric Harris.
all these heterosexual men and women, and you
Trayvon
have the
Martin wasn't
audacity to
gay.
talk about being gay. Get the fuck out of here.
David McAtee, Armand Arbery.
You are a black person who just so happens to be gay. Freedmen first. Black first.
You put your sexuality in front of who you are killing yourself. You are putting the noose around your own neck.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm supposed to be going to this meeting, supposedly some city council meeting with the police or something. They supposed to be showing
Uh,
who's the new city council people. Starts at 7 o'clock, but I wanna like find a place. So I'm gonna be on for a little
well,
while
do your
longer.
thing, brother. I'm literally just pulling up. So I was gonna get out and exchange anyway. So we might be able to catch up on another one tonight or something. But
Hell yeah, let's
uh,
do that. Let's do
this
something
is this
tonight.
has definitely been fire. I
Hell yeah.
appreciate everybody that's been in the chat, everybody that participated today. Brother
This Haps is
Prime,
lit. Haps is lit.
Haps is lit.
It
Haps is
is.
lit.
Let's do
So
something again tonight if you available.
if I think I'll be able to carve out a little bit of time. Let me get right, see what's happening with the fam, how we gonna about to go and move,
No
and
doubt.
then I'll
No
get
doubt.
back with you.
No doubt.
All right, I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Free. I'll at you soon.
Thank
One
you.
love.
Thank you. Peace.